Claire Saunders from What's New in Electronics. I'm here at Microelectronics UK. I'm with Charles Sturman, CEO of Techworks. How are you doing?
Hi Claire, yeah, really good, thank you.
Good.
It's been a busy couple of days, but I think it's been a really good show.
Fantastic. It's great because it's the first time this show's run. It's great to see something happening back in the UK. There's a lot of positivity about, which is amazing. But tell me why you guys are here.
So we supported the organisers IQPC from the beginning on the show, and the reason was because we haven't had this level of kind of expo event in electronics in the UK for more than 20 years probably, and Techworks runs events. We run a number of events throughout the year, but to do something of this scale, I think we have 90 exhibitors in the shell schemes. We had, I think, 3,800 registrations for the 2 days. That is a really big event. So This is something which kind of puts semiconductors, electronics, photonics, electronic systems back on the map.
Yeah.
Internationally, I think this is a hub we can grow to be an international event that will get people coming to the UK to hear about what's going on in the UK and looking at collaborating with us.
That's good. I mean, my history has been in events in the UK for many years. So I used to run the NEPCON shows, all different stuff over the years, and it's always been very challenging. The UK electronics sector is a challenging marketplace. People don't tend to like to come out. There's not a level of arrogance, but there's something about the marketplace. I think people don't like to let their staff out of the office, which is such a shame because it's so important for people to connect and engage. And it's the only way really to learn from one another, to find out what's going on. I know you guys run lots of different events, and I know you support industry in lots of different ways. So you've got obviously your different groups, your different brands, and we've worked with you for many, many years. So it's great to see that you're helping and promoting this and that people are actually getting on board. Are we seeing just a UK audience, or are we seeing an international audience?
There's been quite a lot of international attendance here. I opened the event on the semiconductor stage yesterday morning. We had an address from the new Minister for Semiconductors, Minister Narayan, who's really engaged, keen to make a difference here, which is fantastic.
Yes, about time.
But I had a panel session after that. But after that, we had Sarawak, Malaysian delegation coming to talk about what they're doing.
Okay.
We've also had some guys from the US here. Trying to think who else we've seen. Quite a few people from Germany. A couple of German companies have been exhibiting as well.
Okay.
So, this is only the first event, but already I think we've seen some international participation, which is fantastic.
It is really good. And the other thing that I found really nice is that the positivity from the UK companies. Again, I've seen, and we've dealt with for many, many years, this feeling that you're kind of second best to Europe and the rest of the world because we haven't had the support or the push, I guess, from the government and other groups. So you're seeing a change now, you think?
Yeah, I think there's a lot more optimism. You're right. The UK people tend to be very sceptical of things, and I know a lot of industry regarding this event have said, not convinced, we'll come and walk the floor and see how it looks. And that they've actually been pleasantly surprised. So I know, some companies that haven't exhibited this year, now they've been here, they said, yeah, we'll do it next year, which is good. But I think going back to your earlier comment about getting people in the UK to come together to collaborate and open up and share, obviously that's a large part of what Techworks does.
Yes.
And my observation, so I've been running Techworks now for almost 3 years. Before that, I've been in industry for 20 or 30 years. And it's quite interesting to me how you to some extent we have to bring people to the table and sit them down and say, right, you tell him what problem you've got. And when people start doing that and the other guy goes, I see that, we've done this, would that, that's helpful, or maybe we could work together, and suddenly the barriers come down.
Exactly.
So I think actually Britain is really good at collaborating. We just need to break the ice to do it. And you see that here where now, you're right, you get the people out, you get the engineers out, and they come here, and then boom, they're off. They're talking, they're sharing. So I think that is a strength we have, and I think with some renewed optimism that does exist. It's a challenging market. Investment is one of the big problems we have in the UK, and that is something that's got to be addressed. But there is, globally, the semiconductor and the microelectronics industry is growing rapidly. Clearly, it's a geopolitical topic. There's a need there are some entities where there is a fight to dominate, and in any case, for all players, I would say, in this in the world, there is a need to stay relevant and connected into this industry.
Yeah.
And I think in the UK we're doing just that, and we're doing it from an individual, private, companies, startups, people that have worked in big companies for many years are now kind of going, okay, I'm going to do something myself.
Yeah.
And I think from a government perspective, government is awake to this, and they're trying to figure out what is the art of the possible, because the country is in a challenging situation right now.
Yeah.
But they're listening. The government is listening.
That warms my heart, honestly, because I've been involved with this for a long time, and it's just good. And being here, seeing people, seeing the startups, listening to people, and saying that people are again realising that we're not high volume, but we are incredibly high quality. And we're bringing in, and we're also supporting new people coming into the industry. There's groups that get coming together to bring in young people into the marketplace, which again is massively needed. You only have to look around to see the average age of the people on the stands and in the businesses.
Yeah.
So we need young people there. So there's a nice feeling out there, which is good.
Yeah. And I mean, if I just give you some information about what we're doing more recently, we have an initiative called Women in Techworks,
I've heard
which
about that.
we are
just
going to be
invited,
launching. So our next major event is the IoT Security Foundation conference in, I think it's end of October, which is at the IET Savoy Place in London. This year we're adding a second event alongside that to run concurrently, which is our AI event. So we have a new Techworks AI community network. And at that event, those two events, we will be launching Women in Techworks formally. So that's all about, of course, inclusion, diversity, bringing best practice around that, but not just that. Actually, how do we drive business benefit from that? What does it really mean? And trying to showcase some really impressive talent and leadership coming from women. The other thing that is probably quite important to talk about would be the design network. So Gillian Hughes, who's behind Women in Techworks, is also running our semiconductor and embedded system design network. Excuse me, it's been a long 2 days. And we have a kind of a conference event for that on the 6th of November, which is going to be in London. And at that event, we're looking at challenges in system design, chip design, architectures. We're going to be looking at chiplets, and we're expecting to spin a couple of new working groups out of that to join the working groups we already have in design. So a lot of activity going on. We're now 300 members across Techworks.
I was just going to ask you about your membership, actually.
So we've grown quite a bit in the last couple of years. And what I find really interesting, going back to your early point about optimism in the industry, our membership is some universities, RTOs like the Semiconductor Catapult as a member. We have quite a lot of SMEs, because a lot of the industry in the UK is at that kind of size. But we also have some really big enterprise players like Jaguar Land Rover, Leonardo, Thales, and one of the things I see Techworks doing, so we do a lot of collaboration stuff. I think I mentioned earlier, bringing people around the table to work together, maybe form projects. But I think there's a real opportunity here to bring some of the smaller companies or even startups and get them in front of those big players like Thales and JLR. And that's one of the things we're looking to do with chips, with Silicon Catalyst and with ChipStart. So we announced an MOU with them, I think yesterday. We put out a press release. It's not just an MOU for the sake of it. We want to actually bring industry to look at those startups and see how we can collaborate there as well.
So Techworks membership is open to anybody?
That's right, yeah. And I should add to that, we are, our mission is to grow and support the UK ecosystem. But, of course, we have a lot of foreign-owned companies in our membership, and we also have some companies from overseas that don't even have an office in the UK. Because at the end of the day, it's a global industry, and if somebody wants to get involved in what we're doing, we would welcome them. It might just mean they have to hop on a Eurostar or a plane to get here.
But it's open to everyone, it's inclusive, and it's moving in the right direction. It's there to support and grow and make our business better.
It's now is an amazing opportunity if you're working in this sector. There are so many exciting opportunities to work in: quantum, AI, photonics, augmented reality, autonomous devices, and things that fly, things that drive along the road. electrification, not just in mobility, but also in industry, energy networks. We have some guys looking at solid state components, replacing big fat transformers with GaN devices or silicon carbide devices. So there's a lot of interesting work for people, who might be studying engineering university degrees or are in industry and looking for a new opportunity, but also for companies, and as I said earlier, for countries. There is so much market opportunity coming down the track. And of course, value starts at the beginning with the chip. Yep. So you develop the IP, you put it into a chip, you put the chip on a circuit board and make a module or a system, and then it goes into some end product. And at every stage of that supply chain, value is growing. But of course, you wouldn't have the end product without the chip at the beginning. Yep. And really, you can look at Techworks as kind of representing that entire supply chain, from the design to the fab to the system to the end product.
So among all the different events that you have, I believe you have an annual dinner coming up.
Yes, we do. So probably the highlight of the year, certainly it's the largest attendance event we have, is our annual awards dinner. So it's on the, I have a flyer here, it's on the 3rd of December this year, at the Royal Lancaster Hotel in Hyde Park. Black tie. It's effectively the Oscars of the electronics industry in the UK. We have 13 award categories: Startup, Entrepreneur of the Year, Technology, Breakthrough Technology of the Year, Contribution to Industry, and so on. Actually, the awards are open to anyone to enter. So if you want to enter, I'd urge you to go to the website. I think the closing date is about 4 weeks from now. So anyone watching this, if you want to have a look at putting in an entry, it's free to enter, and you get a lot of marketing and branding opportunity coming off the back of that. The awards dinner itself is an amazing event. We have usually about 400 people turning up.
I've been to a few of them.
Yeah, and it's everyone from engineering to CEOs to CFOs. We have a bunch of people from overseas coming over as well, and it's a fun event.
It's a good night,
it's a social networking event. We celebrate the people that have made incredible achievements in the year with the awards. We have a guest speaker, which is usually a comedian, and that's good fun. And then we have a disco at the end, and we keep on until about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning.
And the rest.